Hi, and welcome to this lecture on variables. In this lecture, we are going to learn about creating, casting, getting types, case sensitivity, and some common errors that you might come across. Okay, let's go ahead and open up our script editor. I'm going to go to save layouts and do it this way. All right, creating variables. Okay. So just remember within your script editor, make sure that you have show stack trace, show line numbers within the errors. This will help you a lot. Let's start from where we left off. A variable is a symbolic name that is a reference or a pointer to an object. Once an object is assigned to a variable, you can refer to the object by that name. But the data itself is still contained within the object. Okay, so let's start again. So A equals 1, 2, 3. Let's go B equals hello. All right. So we're going to press Control, highlight, press Control and Enter. And now we have assigned these two variables. Okay, A is assigned to the integer value of 1, 2, 3. B is assigned to the string value of hello. So essentially what we're doing here, we're using the equal symbol to assign. Okay, this shouldn't be mistaken with the double equal symbol that you'll see some points, because that is saying, well, is A 1, 2, 3? This is more of an operator. This is asking you the question. Is A the same as 1, 2, 3? The result is true because that's what we've just assigned. But we are actually assigning variables at the minute and not checking them. Okay, so that is how you assign. Highlight within Maya anyway, within a procedural code, when the code is running, variables will be assigned. But here we are just assigning by highlighting, okay, at the moment. Okay, so now let's see. We can just highlight to the B, the A, and we can just get the print out that way. But we can also just print using the print function and then saying A or print B. And we can actually check what's in these variables as well this way. So printing A, printing B, we get 1, 2, 3 and hello. So we've got what code we just entered and the output from that code. Okay, so let's clear that top window. Okay. All right. So variables do not need to be declared in any particular type within Python. They can even change type after they've been set. So if we go for C equals 1, 2, 3, C can then be reassigned straight after to hello world. So we've assigned C there. Let's print C now and see what C is. So C is 1, 2, 3. But now if we reassign C to hello world, C is hello world. It's not going to stop us. We're just reassigning C. Okay, the type of C originally was an integer, 1, 2, 3, and then it changed it to being a string. Okay. String is a type of text, but again, we're going into data types in the next lecture, so I won't get hung up on this stuff. Okay. All right. So when assigning a string, though, it is good to remember that the double quotation marks are the exact same as the single quotation marks. They don't mean anything different. Okay. C will just be the exact same. So we can even check that like we did a second ago with the double equals. We can go C equal to D. We'll highlight this operator and say, is C equal to D? D is not defined. I didn't define D. That's not going to help. Okay, let's enter. So highlight and enter. And now we'll get the result true. So C is equal to D, result true. Okay, these two are exactly the same. So don't worry about double or single quotation marks, but try to be consistent. I think using double is better because they're easier to see. There's more there that you can go, okay, yeah, this is encapsulated with quotation marks. So that is probably the main reason I always like to use double. But just remember that they both mean the same. Okay, and as with comments, as we spoke about in the last lecture, triple quotation marks are the same in both single and double. Oh, that was the wrong way to do it. Okay, so a comment would be the same here. All right, this is not going to be run by Maya or executed because it's technically seen as a comment. Okay, so single, double doesn't matter. All right, one thing to be aware of though, case does matter with with names. Okay, so if we actually wait, I think we're talking about this. Yeah, we'll talk about this in a bit, but we'll go into it quickly here. So x, so if x equals 1, 2, 3, but we print uppercase X, we're going to get a little name error. Yep, X is not defined. Case is important. X is not the same, lowercase x is not the same as uppercase X. You have to remember to type the correct case within variable names. Okay. All right, so there you go. That's variables. That's assigning variables, and that is creating variables right there. Congratulations. You now know how to create a variable. Good job. Okay, casting. So casting is also known as type conversion and is a process that explicitly sets or converts a variable's data type into another type. So, excuse me. So if we, so actually we already have X, don't we? But X1, 2, 3 is not going to be the same if we encapsulate with a string. So this is a little Python built-in function that creates a string. So we are assigning it, and we're telling this actually to be explicitly a string. So now, when we print X, you'll see the result is printed out here. We get 1, 2, 3, but if we say type, it will not be an integer, it's going to be a string. Okay, whereas X before was just an integer. So if we reassign it to the integer, 1, 2, 3, we now go print type X. Type is now actually an integer. We see we've changed it. Okay, so we can quite easily go the other way around as well. So we can have X, but we can then also assign int. So we'll go Y here. Let's go procedurally. So we're assigning X to the string 1, 2, 3. So this could be anything within here. But we're going to now, because it's all numbers, we can say Y equals int. So this is the integer function. And we are going to create, we're going to make our string into an int. So there we go. Easy, simple. Okay. So this is essentially called casting. This is all it is. You are explicitly setting and changing the data type within the assignment, okay, or reassignment. All right, getting types. Okay, we just kind of quickly touched on that, but print and type, and then X. So type is the function, is the built-in Maya function that allows you to say or gather whatever type of object you have. So with string, we assigned a string to X earlier, so that is the type. Now that was the variable that we assigned it to, but we can also check what type something is by just literally typing it in before we even assign it to anything. So we can type test the string, and this will give us the type string back. We can even type in, say, true, another keyword. It's going to give us, this is a type of Boolean, okay? These are all the different types that you can have with built-in function, with the built-in function type, okay? And we will go into different data types in the next lecture. So, case sensitivity. Ooh, we did touch on this earlier, but we'll go into this properly now. So, okay, when assigning, sorry, I shouldn't have probably gone into that earlier. My apologies. But okay, A equals 4 is not the same as A equals 4. These are two different variables. And that is easy to forget and easy to make mistakes. So if you have a very long variable name, like this variable name is John, then this is going to make problems for you in the future, because you will, if you do not just copy and paste it, will make errors. If you have to type in this variable name is John, you will probably end up making an error and actually go, oh God, I didn't put the all of the uppercase letters in there. So when you then go to call this, if we call If we execute this, you get 1, 2, 3. But if we execute this, obviously, no, it's just going to give us a name error. Okay, and it's the same up here. You have to remember that all that you change A here will not be reflected in uppercase A because these are two different names. Okay, uppercase is not the same as lowercase when it comes to variable names. All right, now let's start having a little look in common variable errors. So understanding the common pitfalls is pretty important, and you will quickly get very used to reading the stack trace of errors, as we've seen above with the name error, to finding the issue. Obviously, this is quite simple at the minute. We only have about 10 lines of code that we're just kind of debugging and working with. But in the future, you're going to be writing multiple modules within across multiple files with multiple levels of inheritance. You're going to get to very complex levels of code. So that is where you'll be getting quite good at reading the stack trace, because this will tell you within this function, this happened within this function, it was called within this function. So you just have to essentially make sure that you look at the very bottom and say, okay, what has happened? And then start reading up the history. Essentially, it's telling you everything that's happened. You've just got to read through it, which is the good point. But here are some common rules that you need to follow. Okay, so 1, variables cannot start with a number. This is some common errors that people have. So we do one name equals teapot. Okay, what's going to happen? Syntax error. Can't start with a name. Can't start with a number, sorry. All right, it's just not allowed. Name, teapot. There we go. That's fine. That's allowed. That's okay. We just don't do a name. Just don't do numbers. It's just not good, and it's not allowed in Python. Okay, it's a syntax error. Okay, so variables, number 2, variables cannot have spaces in them. So we cannot put a name. Let's go with my name equals teapot. See, another syntax error. We are essentially, Python would expect maybe a keyword. So it would expect something to be happening that is Pythonically correct after any space. You know, like if there was a space, it would be my equals name if these were two assigned variables. But this is not what's happening here. Okay, you cannot leave a space. You just have to make sure that you put them together. Okay, there you go. See, easy fix, simply done. All right, next one. All right, number 3. Well, we can't do it, but it's also kind of best coding convention that you can't put special symbols or special characters within variable names. Okay, PEP 8, which we will talk about later on, states that essentially names are lowercase, which again we'll talk about and why we might be going against one convention in Python just to match up and marry up with the Python convention. But it's worth reading through, and one of the things it just talks about is just having very clear, readable names, and this is one of the pitfalls that you can fall into. Yep, we can't put in a question mark, any type of special character. Okay, you see we get a really useful readout again. It's pointing straight to the point. Just remember that names have to be characters and numbers. Okay, they cannot have symbols. The character and the numbers cannot start the names. Okay. So simple fix, leave it, remove it, and done. Easy. Okay. So number 5, not assigning a variable. We touched on that in the last lecture, but not assigning a variable is it's just a small issue. Yeah, foo's not defined. We haven't given it foo. So foo has to equal something, or we have to assign it to something. Easily fixed. We just would type in equals, 1, 2, 3, and it would equal something, and then we'd run all this and it would be fine. But I might use foo while this is open, so it would be fine. So yeah, print foo, 1, 2, 3, easy, done, fixed. Okay, so we just have to remember that X is not X. Okay, lowercase, uppercase, it matters. We can't have a lowercase name variable and have then have an uppercase at the beginning of the previous one. So these two are not the same. Okay, remember that. Okay, because if you go through your code and you're saying, oh, why does name keep on giving me a name error and saying it's unassigned? What is this about? Because I've assigned it above. You have to remember that that case is important. And this is a common error, which I see a lot of, but you'll very quickly get used to it and be able to find it out. You just have to essentially make sure you highlight, because within most IDEs like PyCharm and like Sublime, when you highlight any given variable, it will highlight the rest of the variables that are the same with the case. So this will be easy for you to find out. But yeah, just remember that. Okay, number 7. Another one I like to see, I see a lot with new developers and riggers, is the use of confusing or abbreviated names. This is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. So let's go with OTD equals true. Okay, if I see this in a module of code which has no comments, it has no information, it will frustrate me, because I will now have to look through more code to understand what is going on. If we have a 10 word variable, or 10 word function, sorry, a 10 line function, my God, sorry, a 10 line function, we need to make sure that things are named correctly. And they do not require more effort than they should do for debugging or for understanding. You don't want to come back in 5 years and go, what the hell was I thinking? What does OTD mean? Because you wrote this function specifically to open a door, or to create a joint, do this, X, Y, Z. You need to make sure you do not abbreviate. And if you do abbreviate, you put a comment straight above saying this means X. Okay, you need to tell somebody exactly and explicitly what it means. Okay, it will annoy other people if they have to read 10 times as much code as they need to understand your functionality, rather than just quickly, scanning the code and go, oh, open the door, true, there it's assigned, it's false, blah, blah, blah. It's very easy. You need to make sure that everything's just named for your future selves' sanity, essentially. Okay. All right, in this video, we have learned about creating variables, casting variables, getting types, case sensitivity, and common errors. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.